Okay. So data mining process, as I have said, like this can be, we present the data, we model and evaluate, we prepare the data, we identify the data, and we use it as a business model. So what is the order? Which is the order for this particular slide? दोनों में साफ करके बहुत दिन हो गया. So what we see here is like, what is the order? Can you type, anyone? Which color? First one is which color? Second one is which color? Third one, fourth one, and fifth. There are 5 colors which we have. What is an order of the data mining process? Blue is the first one. What is the second one? Green, blue, green, orange. No. Blue, green is fine. Blue, green. First is orange, wrong. Blue, green, red, light green, blue, green, red, green, and red, green, and orange. Yeah, this order is fine. Correct. So first we will identify the data, then we prepare the data, then we use some evaluation method to develop a model, and we evaluate, then we present it, and then finally we have a business model. And that business model is what we are going to give to the customer. The business model is the one we are going to make it. Good. No, first one will not come an orange model because this is the final model which we are going to give it to the customer. The first one will be business model, identifying data and present the data, and see the both way we can take it. First one is the thought process. Last one is the business goal which we are going to give it. Initially what we see is that we have to have a data which need to be identified, and then basing on application we can describe like this. See, there is no problem in the sense like the business model you may be writing it, and then you identify the data, then prepare it. But first is like any data which is there, which we call it as a raw data, we identify, we prepare it, we model it, we present it, and finally the business model is being there. That is what my understanding. So that is what we see is like as we start here, like discovering hidden patterns. We don't know the model, we don't know the assumption. Okay, so the process of raw data into useful information. We are actually trying to model information which is from the data which is available. Hope you understood what I am want to make it clear. There are some cases where in which you don't know about the data. That is what we call it as the different clustering techniques. clustering techniques, we don't know about the data, but we try to make some analysis about the data. So what is data mining? That is what now we have come to one particular level of understanding, that we have data mining, knowledge discovery of data. That is what we are saying, that we want to find out a knowledge from a data. Extraction of interesting means like there are four parameters on which we described about interesting concept, which are non-trivial, which are implicit, previously unknown, and potentially useful. So now here, what is non-trivial? It's not very easy. And implicit, which is which the property is available inside the data, and previously unknown. We don't know anything about that particular data. Say suppose for example, I just give you a small example. A class of 100 students, and I know the average marks of the students. I know the topper of the student, and what is the lowest mark of the data. So now what we are trying to do is like, I want to find out what is the average marks. What is an average marks? That is not a data mining. If you want to know about the data and we want to find out the simple statistics about the data, that is not data mining. What is data mining is like, for that example which I have given you, who are the people whose marks are between 82 to 86? I want to find out, I want to analyze the people who are from 82 to 86. That is one sort of a technique that we do. So they are implicit, it's not trivial one, and which is not previously unknown, and but that may be potentially useful. So this is what we call it as knowledge discovery from the data. Anything from the data that we are trying to get the information, that information is useful and valid one, then we say that that is a interesting data. That is an interesting data, and that is an useful data. Then we say that technique to evaluate that type of analysis is what we call it as data mining. Object is, so Sachin has given a question like, sir, only when the goal is clear, we can collect the data according to the requirement. Say suppose I collect the data from a web page. What is my goal? I can understand the sentiment of that particular page. I want to know or use it for prediction. I want to use it for promotion. I want to use the data for advertising. So there are goals are many. We collect the data for you can be use it for different applications. See, in the previous example, it can be used for business model. It can be used for scientific reason. It can be used for medical diagnosis. It can be used for student quality of education. That way, it can be adopted for all different requirements or different applications. It's not on a specific region, but our objective to extract the knowledge from the data. Hope Sachin, you got the. You hope I answered your question. Yeah. So the data mining can have this description. This description. So it should be. It is non-trivial. It is implicit in nature. It is previously unknown, and it can be useful in future. So there are certain names also which are available for this data mining. Data mining can also called as knowledge discovery in databases, which we call it as KDD, knowledge discovery in databases. That is mining in databases, we call it as KDD. And then we have knowledge extraction. Now, what is the difference? Maybe I will ask you a question. What is the difference between knowledge discovery and knowledge extraction? Can anyone? What is the difference between knowledge discovery and knowledge extraction? You can put it in the chat box. So, what is the knowledge discovery? Something has written. Knowledge discovery refers to process of identifying useful patterns, trends, and information in large data sets. Discovery is a full process, finding insight, hidden lot of data, and knowledge extraction is like picking up useful pieces of all the data. Okay, we extract knowledge from some information, knowledge extraction, data mining, focus on extraction process patterns and insight for the large database using algorithm for discovery involved identifying and understanding data sources to make information. Fine. Okay. So you all understand like what is extraction and what is so can you give me an example? Maybe you are writing in the same way. Can you give me what is knowledge discovery example and knowledge extraction example? extraction. Yeah, I think people, you have understood very nicely what is the difference between discovery and extraction. Where when we check the rank of a student according to the marks, we call it as extraction, and discovery is like searching a busy market, find a hidden treasures, while knowledge extraction is like picking the best treasures of what you find it. Okay, so the thing is that if a customer buys a bread, likely to better. Okay, so I just want to make it simple. Knowledge, in the sense, knowledge extraction is for example, e-commerce. Knowledge discovery is like I want to find out the behavior of a customer. I want to find the behavior of a customer, that can be done by knowledge discovery. Okay, and whereas an extraction, that behavior, we can say that okay, these are the certain group of people who behave like this, is what we call it as extraction. Discovery is finding out the behavior and specifying that okay, this group of people will be behaving like this, is what we call it as extraction. Hope you understood the difference between data discovery and data extraction. Okay, and we can also call the data mining as data and pattern analysis, or data archaeology, data dredging, information harvesting, business intelligence. How different names have come here is like, depending on the application, depending upon the requirement of a data, the people have started using different terminology for knowledge extraction, is what we call it as data mining. So now the question, very important question comes like, is everything data mining? What whatever the analysis process can be called as a data mining? Got it? So we cannot say that a simple search or a query processing or detective expert systems, we cannot say that a simple processing is what we call it as data mining. We cannot say that. We cannot use a simple search technique or analysis or mathematical expression which concludes saying that okay, this is the result of this data. So we cannot say these small things to be called as a data mining. What are the potential applications of this data mining? We can use it in data analysis and decision support. For example, market analysis and management. What is target marketing, customer relationship management, market basket analysis, cross selling, market segmentation. These are only the limited areas on which we can use decision support or data analysis. And we can also use it for risk analysis and management. You can have a risk analysis and like forecasting, customer retention, improved underwriting, quality control, competitive analysis. We can have it in multiple areas. So I'll ask you a question is like, what is underwriting here? Can you tell me like what is underwriting? So this can be data mining can be used in many areas and especially in risk management and things like that. Even it can be used in improved underwriting. What is meant by underwriting? Maybe this common word you have heard it or not. I don't know. I just want to know like whether you understand what is improved underwriting. Underwriting means checking how risky it is to give a loan or an insurance or deciding whether to approve it. The main purpose is like there is a document or an information which is provided to the all the customers, and it will be very difficult for us to study each and every point of line. The content that we write there for the safety of the company or the safety of the policy is what we call it as underwriting. Okay. Other applications we have fraud detection and detection of unusual patterns. So we want to can help you in finding unusual patterns. Unusual patterns. And other applications which we have here is we can use it for stream data mining, bioinformatics, biodata analysis, text mining, and web mining. See, one small example I want to show you. What are the different areas on which we can work for one simple application using data mining? For example, you have a market analysis and management. First and foremost thing, the data comes from credit card transaction, loyalty cards, discount coupons, customer complaint calls, plus public lifestyle status. The data comes from different sources. Okay. And then we have a target market, that is find clusters of models, customers who share the same characteristics. So can find the model where in which we can understand the interest of the people, income level, spending habits, etc. So we can find out the customers who share these same characteristics. Okay, we can use it for cross market analysis. What is the cross market analysis? Like correlationship between the product sales, predict based on such a situation. So generally you find a market wherein which if you buy this one, you will get some other conditions. This is what we see here is like you buy atta, we give you sugar free. Some analysis. How do we do this cross market analysis? Is using data mining techniques. And the customer requirement analysis. We can identify the best products for different groups of customers. Predict what factors will affect new customer. We can do this one. Customer requirements in terms of analysis, age group, and different working environments will buy different products. So the provision of summary of information is multi-dimensional summary reports. You can also use it for summary information like different multi-dimensional. Say suppose I can create a summary of the entire cricket match. Hope you understood where and how we can use this data mining. So Sachin, you are right, like how we can see that underwriting, what is meant by underwriting, and we can use it for different applications. Got it? And we also have this one, like second example is like data mining can be used on corporate analysis and risk management. What is the finance planning and asset evaluation? What is the resource planning? What is the competition that we have? We have to categorize based on different aspects. Cash flow analysis and prediction, contingency claim analysis to evaluate assets, cross-sectional time series analysis, summarize and compare the resource planning, monitor the competitors and market direction. Our objective is to find out who are our competitors. That is very, very important in the business. Any corporate analysis, first and foremost, they try to understand their strengths. Hope you understood. Group customers into the classes and class-based pricing procedure set prices strategy in highly competitive market. Fraud detections, we have different aspects of fraud discuss fraud detection, which can be also used in mining, data mining. Anything auto insurance, ring of collisions, we call it as suspicious monetary transaction, medical insurance, professional patients, unnecessary and correlated screening tests, telecommunications, phone call model. Analysts estimate 38% of ring and shrink were used to dishonest employees. Terrorism. So there are different things. What we understand from all the three important applications, what is the main parameter that we see is that the data. Data sets. Okay, the data behind all these applications are very, 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 very. This is well-known diagram for knowledge discovery process. So we have a data cleaning and integration process, data warehouse where we store our data in a format. Then we select the data from there. We try to find out the relevant data, then apply various applications. So these are the steps, several key steps which are involved in KDD process. So I don't want to read out. What is important is like the process is very important, and then we use this process for a specific understanding. Yeah. यहाँ पे ना इधर नहीं, ऑफिस में जाइए ना। So we try to find out the patterns and the knowledge behind the data, and we use it for discovering the data. you see that learning application domain, creating a target data set, data cleaning process, data reduction and transforming, choosing functions and data mining, choosing mining algorithms, and then we apply on this data mining and pattern evaluation and knowledge presentation, and finally use of discovery. So this is one pyramid or a structure where in which we see data mining and business intelligence together make a important structure how we analyze the data in terms of statistics. The data sources come from different papers, pages, files, web documents, scientific experiments, and database. And there we move to data pre-processing. They are well represented or they are having certain grammar. How this grammar is used to understand the data that is done here in pre-processing data warehouse. And then we use exploration. And finally, we have major engine, which we call it as data mining. We say that the data analysts understand what is data mining engine. And finally, we have to present it to the analyst, business analyst, visualization techniques. Class out. And then we have, finally, we make a decision whether it is properly useful or not. Okay? Properly useful or not, that analysis is there. So data mining is not a single entity, it is a combination of multiple disciplines, wherein which we use the technology behind the discipline, like statistics, we take it, visualization, we take it, any other disciplines, algorithmics, we take it, pattern recognition, we take it, machine learning, we take it, and database. That means it's a simple confluence of all these topics, all these disciplines. With the help of these disciplines, we actually try to analyze all the data. We cannot use this traditional data analysis because they are having current data contains high dimensional data, high complex data, and huge data. And they so traditional method will not do. And these data mining have a different type of a data. It is not a single type of a data. And the main characteristic is knowledge to be mined. Either you do it by classification, you do it by clustering, deviation, outlier analysis, association analysis, anything that you want to do it, but knowledge has to be extracted. Techniques like So hope you are understanding on what kind of a data that we are going to use it, how we use data mining techniques. So till now you have any doubts here? Yes. So the data mining functionalities are mainly described in terms of characterization and discrimination. So we generalize them, we can summarize, contrast the data characteristics, we can find the frequent patterns and what is the relationship between them and what is the correlation and causality, and we have classification and prediction. So for trying to understand the functionality of data mining, we have to construct the models that actually describe the classes or distinguish the classes or make some future prediction. Okay, we can do clustering analysis also, outlier analysis. Trend and evolution analysis. Trend and deviation. What is the trend? How they are deviating? What is the sequential pattern mining? What is periodicity analysis? Means like on basing on different applications, we have different trends. Are all the discovered patterns interesting? Now the biggest question is like you are trying to do analysis using data mining technique, and you are the techniques that you are going to use it will produce a model, and this model will be useful somewhere or other. But the question here is like whether the discovered model is interesting or not. And how do you measure interestingness? You see here, a pattern is interesting if it is easily understood by humans, valid on new or test data with some degree of certainty. Potentially, maybe that analysis may be useful, which is novel, which validates some hypothesis. So objective of interestingness is that based on statistics and structures of pattern, we calculate support and confidence, and we try to find out the subjective interestingness like user belief is data. Belief data. So we need to find out the interesting pattern from that. And we also have these primitives that define the data mining task. Task relevant data and type of knowledge to be mined. So this is what we are actually trying to do. We are actually trying to do. सर मेरे सर दे देंगे सर अभी दे देंगे क्लास में है सर मैं बात करता हूँ आपसे बताता हूँ हाँ 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 background knowledge and we have this pattern interesting measures and visualization presentations of discovered patterns. And we have these data mining tasks which are used here that are limited, not limited. We have much more analysis and complex data mining tools are available where in which we can extract knowledge from the data. So the first and foremost thing that we have here is that data is available. Data cannot be properly available. They are rough data and they are unwanted data. So if you have this data and how there may be the data may be having some problems. That means the data is not properly represented, not properly presented, uh, properly presented. So for that we need to do data pre-processing. So for that we need to do data pre-processing. For this data pre-processing, we'll see in the next class how and what are the different techniques that are available and what way we can do the pre-processing. That is the main purpose is to clean the data. What we are going to do that we'll see in the next class. Any doubts, you let me know. हाँ गोपेश don't have any doubts, we can end up for today.
That looks like there are no queries.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Vidya. Thank you for everyone. We'll meet in the next session.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, sir.